Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me for another eGen Solutions podcast. And again, I'm excited to have Rinat Halon Neal, and I just love saying her full name. Rinat has been a photography professional for over 20 years, and in the last 8 years has really dedicated herself to helping small businesses really understand how photos really affect their website, their social media, and ultimately sales. So I am, without any further ado, going to have Rinat talk to us today about two smartphone hacks that you can use for your social media posts. And I'm excited to listen and learn on this one too. So take it away. Let's hear what you got.
Hey,
First of all, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good. So the thing with the smartphone hacks, I mean, yes, there is professional photographers, obviously, but then we all, as small business owners, we still have to show our presence online, right?
And sometimes it's a constant,
yes.
Depending on your business, it's a constant need for content.
Right, exactly. So the thing is, do you know how to take a good picture, right, with your smartphone? Because this is what we have now is cameras, unless obviously you're a professional photographer. So I want to talk about a couple things, but I'm going to start with the camera, and then I'm going to talk about being in front of the camera. But two smartphone hacks on how to get better pictures. So when we take a selfie, usually is when we use it. Do you ever use the voice command when you take a selfie?
No.
Okay, first I need you all to find your voice command on your smartphone. So it can be one or two.
You have to open up your camera first?
Well, yes.
Okay. Well, hey.
Open up your camera, right? And it's going to be under your settings. But then what you do when you take a photo, instead of clicking the button, what I'm doing is I say, let me see here. Here we go. I say cheese. And see, I don't know if you can see, but it's taking the picture. It actually has like a little timer, and it takes the picture. Another way of doing it is, if the phone is set for it, is I can just raise my hand, and again, it's taking the picture. The reason that's a better way of taking a picture rather than pressing the button is because you get less chance of a shaky photo, right? When you press the button, your photos shake. That's the first.
Because you're pushing on that.
You're pushing on it, so it shakes, right? And it gets all fuzzy and blurry and out of focus. If you talk to your phone instead, you're much more stable. Or if you put your hand up, right, you're much more stable. And it's taking pictures of me as I'm doing this.
Do you have an iPhone? Are you using an iPhone or using?
I am using no. This is Android, but if an Android has a voice command, I'm sure an iPhone has a voice command.
Of course, iPhone would have it,
right? Of course. So it's right under settings, and it's just a matter of finding it. I have something called voice control, and you can't really see on my screen, but I have something called voice control where I can just say, yes, I want to control the pictures, and it says take pictures by saying smile, cheese, capture, or shoot. Or record videos by saying record video. Mm-hmm. So it does two things. Like I said, first of all, you eliminate the blurry pictures because you're not pressing the camera, which in turn shakes, right?
Right.
Secondly, you can actually do it without having to reach with both hands. So you get now different angles.
You get a longer look on you.
Well, but you get different angles, which I'll talk about that in a second. Okay. You can use different angles. You don't have to worry about having to reach.
You're right.
You get different angles. The other thing on that note, so something else that creates shaky pictures, or you can lose your phone because it falls, is the fact that it's really slippery, right? So if you can find a cover that has a little holder like mine. See, mine has a little kind of stand.
It's got a little stand that pops out.
Which I love because it gives me stability when I take pictures. I just kind of hold it like this, right?
Yeah.
There are other options. The ones I've seen more are little things that you stick.
A little ring is what I've seen on the back.
The rings, exactly. But that just gives you stability, and it changes your pictures.
Really?
Yes, it's amazing how much easier it is to take a picture like this. You can, I'm actually holding the phone now. I get more control to do vertical, horizontal, different angles.
Right. Because you're
So,
not worried about dropping your phone because
exactly.
you know it's secure on your finger.
It makes it much easier. So those are two tips that seem, common knowledge, but they're so important. The other thing I want to tell you about these two, both photographing with voice command and using the little ring. If you need to take a picture, not a selfie, but a picture where you just need to be straight over something, right?
Ah.
You can actually do it like this now, right? You're putting your camera here. I'll show you. So I got my camera on.
And so, for those of you that are listening and not seeing the video, this is where you would take a straight shot from the top down to a flat surface, like immediately over it.
Exactly. So I'm holding it with the little holder, and then I'm saying cheese, and he takes the picture.
Oh, yeah. So, you
Right?
don't have to, you've got that stability holding it.
Yeah. Stability and angle.
Because, yeah, because you're right. When you're holding it over something and then you're trying to use your little finger to hit the button, you're going to mess everything up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's genius. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, so those are two tips right there, just off the bat. If you want more tips, I do have, in terms of photographing better, I have an online course coming up. Did we talk about it?
No, we haven't.
Yeah, I have an online basic photography course
Well,
coming
let's
up.
talk about it. What you got?
It's going to be really fun. It's actually going to be a kind of a setting like you and I are sitting now. So each participant's going to get a link, and I'm limiting it to, I think we're having 20 participants in this
Oh,
one. First class, we're going to go over my normal presentation. This is a basic photography class I've been teaching 10 years now.
okay.
And actually my book, What's Wrong with My Camera, I wrote based on this class. You can see my book over there in the back. It's the pink book.
Yep. And we have a link too in the blog post to it.
Yes.
So if they go to eGen Solutions and search for you, Rinat, Rinat, right?
Yes.
Then you'll find all our blog posts with her and links.
And this book was actually written based on that class, based on this class that I'm teaching. And this book is part of the class cost. I'm giving the book as part of the class.
Nice. So they get the class and they get the book.
Absolutely. And we use the book, so the first class is online like this. Second class, they get a video of me walking around actually doing a photo tour with different exercise for them to do. So they go out and do the exercises wherever they're at. And then the third class, we all get together, we review some of their favorite pictures and go over it, kind of see how it can be done better, maybe a little different, maybe. And at the end, we all, as a class, we choose the favorite picture, and that person receives an Amazon gift card. Yay! So if they want to sign up, I can send you the link. It's right on my website, and there's a link where they can sign up easily.
Are you able to say it for us, for the people who are listening?
Yes.
And driving?
Yes.
That they can't write it down? Don't pull over to write it down.
No, do not. So my online photography course, the link to it, so it's my website, rinathalon.com, RINATHALON.com. And it's /photography-1-course. That's
awesome.
Yeah. So you can.
So is it? Do they need to have a camera, like a DSLR camera, or point and shoot?
They can.
Smartphone.
Really, whatever they use. Just like I said, I mean, the tip. What I'm teaching, you can use on a smartphone.
Okay.
Or you can use on a DSLR. And I've had students before that started with one camera and then said, I want to do a different camera. Some people upgraded to DSLR. Some people realized all they need is their phone. So, because photography is not about the camera.
Right.
Photography,
really?
is about understanding lighting and posing at the end of the day. So,
and so that's the basics that you teach then for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I like that.
Thank you. And the other thing we talk about is posing, because I'm actually just working on a blog post that going to come out in my September newsletter about breaking the photogenic myth.
Let's talk about that, because we were talking about that last time about being afraid to be in front of the camera. And you had some really good insight as a photographer, how people, well, yes, tell us about that. Because it was really good about really what fears were.
Yeah, the thing with, with being afraid to be in photos is because, think about it. So the person with the smartphone that's taking your picture is not a photographer. They truly have no idea what they're doing, right? So no wonder you're scared. It's basically, I mean, I always say it's photography. When you photograph someone, it says that you're shooting someone, right? And I say it's not for nothing. It's called to shoot someone, because it can be awful. I mean, so.
Yeah, we've all had that girlfriend moment where someone takes a picture and we're like, no, you can't post it until we all approve.
Exactly, right? Exactly. So, and I have 9 out of 10 people that I photograph, first thing they say to me when they meet me is, I'm not photogenic. And I just want to break this myth, because what I say to them, and it's the truth, there is no such thing as being photogenic. There isn't. There is such thing as being comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah.
There is such thing as having a photographer who knows how to pose you. Now, that's something that people don't understand. That is a huge part of my job as a photographer, to tell you how you should move your body and your face and look into the camera in a way that is the most complimenting for you.
All right. So I'm going to stop you there because I want to have a fun moment.
Okay.
And you're gonna cringe in horror when I say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember glamour shots back in, what was it, the 90s? Or
Yeah.
But I remember everyone's like, glamour shots, but that's what they would do. They would pose you in these contortionist ways to get a picture.
Yeah,
well, at least where I was going, they were.
Yeah, but these are awkward poses because they're not you, right? I
mean,
exactly. Think about it. I mean, what do people say? I'm sure you've heard it before. What is the most beautiful thing about a person?
Their personality.
Personality, confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Feeling good in their own skin, right?
Right. That's very attractive. Confidence is very attractive.
Very attractive. So the point is, it's not that we are not photogenic. Is that we have people who are photographing us, who have the tool to photograph us, who have no idea how to help us be comfortable in front of the camera. So I'm actually going to have, like I said, I'm writing a blog post for September about breaking the photogenic myth.
Oh, good.
And I'm going to attach a video to it with, I can't remember, 5 posing tips.
Wow.
So now I just gave you a couple tips on how to use the camera in a way that's better for you. I'm going to have at least 5 tips for you on how to pose in front of the camera. The next time a friend picks up the phone and goes, yeah, let me take a picture. Then you will know what you need to do to look your best in that shot.
Regardless of if it's shaky or...
Regardless of who's holding the camera.
Including the waiter or waitress or... passerby.
That is true. Exactly. I mean, it's so funny. I remember my husband and I went out, to a beautiful event. I don't remember what it was. And I was all dressed up and I was feeling good. And I asked him to take a picture of me. So he has the phone. He's a good photographer. He knows, how to frame and, he's good. But I know how to pose. So, right? So I posed myself. And he posted the picture on Facebook, and I think the next day he met some guy friends, and at the time we were dating. And he came home and he said, they're all convinced that I'm dating a model. Right?
Well, you are beautiful.
No, but it's not about that. It's not about that. It is not about that.
It was because the confidence and the pose.
Yeah. I know how to pose. Absolutely. I mean, it's not truly how I look. I mean, well, I don't walk around looking like that, I just know how to pose like that.
Right.
So I know how to pose in a way that brings the best.
Do you have a picture on your website by chance?
If I have that picture on the website,
Yeah.
no, but it's on my Facebook somewhere. I
Yeah,
know.
we don't want to go through that because everyone will see your Facebook
Yeah,
page.
but
But I
don't
can
worry.
show you a screen if it's on your website
But
anywhere.
I mean, look at my headshot. I took it. It's definitely posed in a very specific way that I know brings out, some of my best features.
So we're looking at, oops, it just refreshed. We're looking at your website here. Where would you like me to go? Oh, this is your online photography workshop. Is that what I click?
Yep,
It's just sure enough.
that is it.
You can
And if you
see
scroll
there.
down, you can just go ahead and
Yep.
there you
Click
go.
that and sign on.
Yep.
Wonderful.
And Simon, if you have questions for me, also, by the way, there's a link there where you can have like a 15-minute phone chat with me. So you just schedule it. So if you
Okay.
scroll down a little more,
You even have the times and everything that's going on.
yeah,
So that's awesome.
so you have questions, da da da. So
Yeah. And then, oops, where can we go to see is it the photo studio or is it the photo marketing that we want to
what are
go
you looking for? The photo
on your
marketing,
website? Just
probably.
pictures. Do
I'm
you have
sorry.
any? Yeah.
You're probably thinking about the photo marketing strategy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
select
Go
that.
ahead and click on the photo marketing. I mean, the studio is there because I have been photographing, like I said, 20 years, and I still do. I still do studio sessions. So, but we are currently talking about the photo marketing strategy. That is what helps small businesses. So, actually, if you go, let's see, do you want to look at one of those?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, can we look at one of these ones that you did? There's ones for a restaurant. It
Which
looks
one?
like. Of course, I picked the one that I can't pronounce.
Ah, right. And that's actually a really funny one. We can talk about it. It's a
Well,
really
you
funny
tell
one.
me which one to select.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we talk about the one that I actually have a behind the scene video, because that way people can see. So that's the video. But if you scroll down, that's a video which you can see,
Oh,
at your leisure. But if you scroll down, it's Jed Main Law Firm, and that's his proofs. And we can talk about those a little bit and why I did what I did. So keep going. Yeah, there's a lot.
you do have a lot.
Right there. Go up one. Your mouse is almost there. There it is. That's Jed. So Jed's a lawyer, Winter Park, Florida. Great lawyer. His biggest thing is he is very, very good working with the jurors. So choosing the jury and working with them. That's his thing. That's what he's great at. So
Right. So I'm just going to stop so people can see. So we're looking at a picture or can hear. We're looking at a picture of a gentleman in a courtroom, and there's definitely a jury there, and he's definitely there's a judge, everything. So what you would typically think of when you think of being in a court with a jury.
yes, and because that's what Jed is great at. I want to show that on his website. I want people to see it. The other thing is there is his client in these pictures as
I
well.
like their faces of the jury. Did
Yeah,
you purposely have that done?
absolutely. Well, I mean, he was really talking. I told him he
Oh,
needed to have a compelling speech because I want to capture people as what they say. I want to capture. And this shot is actually, I heard he told me, and quite a few other people told me, it's on a billboard on the way to Mount Dora. So obviously working for him. If you scroll
nice.
back one, I don't know if you saw his client. Oh, there she is again. But anyway,
Oh.
that's the back of his client. That this girl is representing his the client that
The girl in the red shirt here?
the girl in the red shirt, yes, she's representing the client, and it's very purposeful. I mean, it's for a reason. These are the clients that Jed wants to work with. He has an avatar, which we talked about what an avatar is before, correct?
Right.
I don't know if you want to.
That was in our other podcast. It's a client profile where you design and you really think about the exact kind of client that you want. And I talk about that in a lot of my classes as well, because that's a basis for any type of marketing. And I know you do as well. So
Yeah.
you went through that process with him, I take it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we went through the whole process of figuring out the avatar. Now, I'm not saying many times there are more than one,
Right.
right? Clients,
Right.
but we have to start with something.
Yeah. And it will change as your business grows as well.
Exactly, exactly. So, all these pictures are very, very thought about and calculated. Even these headshots, I don't know if you go back for a second, did you see one is smiling and one is serious?
Yes.
The serious, there's the smiling. Purposefully, I want him to have both. It depends where he's using it,
Yeah.
right? Also wanted to show the atmosphere in his office, which you're going to see in a second. So when people go in, they see it. That's his wife. A wife or a husband, family in a small business is very important. Very important. They're the behind the scenes, right, of the operation. So
Oh,
definitely.
is this an office shot? And you can see the degrees, I take it, and awards, the receptionist. But it's at an angle where it's interesting. It's not just a straight on shot.
It's actually kind of the angle of probably a 6'3" male when he walks in.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a very specific point of view
And
angle.
then an outside shot of the business, which is, even for social media. So I just want to go back. So this inside view picture is awesome because when, we work a lot with Google My Business, which is the listing that if you as a business are not on there and active on your Google My Business page, bye-bye, because my clients are. And we work that regularly. And one of the ways we do that is inside, interior, and exterior photos, teammates, all that good stuff. So these are really awesome pictures for that, because even this one, the interior, is going to stand out against another attorney that's just going to have a plain shot.
Yeah, you definitely want a picture that is relevant and shows who you are, because you want the potential client who is your target audience, who would connect with you, to go,
This is
okay.
very rich looking and very manicured. I don't know. That's maybe not the word I'm looking for, but
Upscale. Do you see the horse?
upscale. Thank you.
Do you see the horse portrait on
Yes.
the wall with Jet?
And I know the story behind this.
Yeah.
Even this shot, I mean, it's so much more interesting than what I would have done as a non-photographer.
Well, but that's exactly it, right? Because I
Right.
would never try and do what you're doing because I have no idea how to do it. So it's always funny to me that people think they can do photography because they know how to click buttons, right? I mean, it doesn't mean that you know photography.
Right.
And the photo marketing strategy specifically, because it's beyond pretty pictures. It's pictures with a purpose. It's pictures
Feeling.
with a very specific job. It's supposed to connect with the target audience. I mean, they have Jed's wife owns a horse.
I was just going to say, can you explain? We're seeing people on horse, English saddle, and it's a really nice filtered, gorgeous. Is it a sunrise or sunset in the back?
It's a sunrise. Yep, in the
Okay.
morning, and they do the competitions that are like you said, the English writing style, where they do like the hunting competitions.
Ah, okay.
With the hunting dogs and
Oh,
so
sure.
forth.
There's a whole lineup of them
So they're
in
all dressed
attire.
up.
Yeah.
Yep, they're all dressed up in the attire, and the point was to show Jed on the horse as a leader. Even outside of the courtroom. I mean, it's personality, right?
And you know what's funny is he's even on the biggest horse, the tallest horse. I'm sure that wasn't by mistake.
Right, absolutely, and he's in the middle.
Yeah.
So
At least that's how it looks.
it's almost like why
Beautiful.
did we photograph horses?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, thank you. We photographed it because, first of all, it's part of the family business.
Yeah.
He's a lawyer, but that's his wife's business, and that makes a huge deal in terms of who you're doing business with, and it also shows his personality, his dedication to training. I mean, it's not easy to be on a horse like that. The things they do is it's pretty remarkable. So
Jumping.
Yep.
With the horse, not the person.
Yes, with the horse. Exactly. That's his wife.
Aw.
I want to show her. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you never
Aw.
meet the kissing picture. Yep.
Public displays of affection.
Absolutely. I mean, part of a small business, right? It's
But
many
it's showing the realness, and that's what people crave. And I know even in my own business, it is hard. So I talk social media. I know what to do. It is still hard to be out there and to do things. So any tips that people can get and from your webinar are going to be so beneficial because it's going to give people that confidence.
Yeah, I mean, we do business with people we know, like, and trust. That's
Yeah.
Warren Buffett, not me. And he knows a thing or two about business.
Well, and this is a great way because again, when you're online, it is a very I don't want to say tricky, but there is an art to it. There's an art to bringing that feeling and to bringing all of that into um, what a business is about. That was a really great pictures. Thank you very much for letting us go through that.
Yeah, you're welcome. And the point was that this one, Jed, I actually had a videographer doing behind the scenes. So on the same page that we're on the top of it, you clicked on it at the beginning.
The video.
Yes, you can see the behind the scene of that video and the fun of the day and kind of explaining
Yeah,
more.
I watched a little bit of it earlier, so that's why I went to that first. But yeah, that looks like you guys had fun. And it was a production. I mean, that was not.
Oh, it's a production.
Yeah.
The photo marketing strategy is a production, and the reason that we can keep the cost low is because the small business is part of it, and we all produce it ourselves, and models, our friends and family. I mean, again, that's how small businesses operate, right? I mean, I always say every single person in my family and my friends, at one point or another, was my model.
Well, that's a very good point now that I think about it. You're why, if you're not going to put stock photo models on your website, why would you do that in the pictures that you have a photographer take? You wouldn't want to have a model come in to portray someone in that either. So
Right?
it makes
Right.
sense.
I mean, I do it sometimes. I did have a couple of occasions where it was relevant to bring a model, but it was just very specific. We needed a very specific body type, something very specific. So we did that. But yeah, otherwise, the whole point is you use your people.
But yeah, I mean, you don't have. I wouldn't think. Now I'm gonna stop myself because maybe I'm speaking out of turn. I wouldn't think if you had staff there and you're taking a picture of staff that you would replace it with a model. I think you would have the real staff. The
Absolutely.
photos.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because that's the people you're going to meet.
Right.
You want to see who they are. You want to see who you're going to meet. Research shows that people are ready to do business the second time they come into a business. So first time they're kind of like, getting to know
Checking out.
yeah, checking it out. Second time they're ready.
Mm-hmm.
What I do with the photo marketing strategy is I get them ready on the website, or social media. I make people feel like they're already visiting the business, like they've already met the employees and business owner already. So when they actually walk into the business, they feel like it's their second time, even though it's their first time, because they already met everybody online.
Because they saw the pictures. And
Yep.
going back to that attorney, that can be a very intimidating experience to go to an attorney and to tell about your story or whatever the situation. Very intimidating. But
Right.
those pictures bring in that personality. And so I'm like, oh, he likes horses. I like horses too. It kind of gives you that relatable moment to them. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense, complete sense.
Yep, it really does. So
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was taking a deep breath.
that's okay. Breathe, please breathe.
No, but I wanted you to talk again so you have the photography course. Is that a certain date or is that just all the time?
No, it is. We're doing it. Let me see here. The next one that is coming up, it is happening September 6th, September 13th, and September 20th. It's on Thursdays, 3 consecutive Thursdays in September. Basically 9 a.m. till 12 noon.
Okay.
Is pretty much what we're doing. So yeah,
okay.
That'd be fun.
No, that's awesome. Do you have a price for that?
Yes, it's $129, and it does include the book in the
That's
price.
it. No, that's a lot for a small business. I mean, they're getting a lot for that price for a small business, because $120 to have really good photos that, you have to take, like I said, because a lot of, oops, I hit the microphone. A lot of businesses need that constant
Yeah,
content, for Instagram, for Twitter, whatever, they're using. So that is very beneficial.
it's a very good price. I am, besides the fact that obviously I do photography for a living, it is my passion. And I truly feel that us as professional photographers, I truly feel that it's our responsibility to teach people how to be better photographers, because everybody's a photographer nowadays, with the phone.
Yep.
And honestly, it can really be devastating. A photograph can devastate someone's life. I mean, can we all say Monica Lewinsky? She's the most known example, but it's the truth. So, having photography integrity and learning how to photograph better and all these things are so important to me. So I'm happy to share them, and that's why the price is what it is.
Yeah. And I would think too that if you have staff members who are taking pictures, which often happens in restaurants and
Yeah,
bars and things of that nature, this would be a great class for someone to send one of their staff members to if you can't,
yeah,
as a business owner, go yourself. So,
exactly. I actually have a couple of people who are part of nonprofits, and
oh,
they just signed up to take this class because they want to know how to take better pictures.
yes, especially for nonprofits to get that excitement from their, fundraising events and things of that nature. That would be
Yeah,
hugely
yeah,
beneficial.
exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you talking with us today.
My pleasure. Always. About
Always. And thank you for those 2 smartphone hacks. I'm
yes.
going to use those. I'm going to go look on Amazon now for a ring.
Yeah, let me know how that works for you.
I
I mean,
will. I definitely will. And I might be taking your class too.
yeah,
So I
I love
appreciate it.
that. I mean, I swear by it. And every time, because you don't see it on mine, right? It just looks like a regular kind of
Yeah.
cover. And then I pull it out, and people are like, oh, what you got there? Look at that, right?
Right. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah. And I know I have a friend that uses it just as a security thing. When she travels, having it on your hand so they can't be knocked out is another thing too. All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm so happy to have you on here again, and I can't wait. We also have a webinar together coming up on September 27th, which again is all about photos and how small businesses can really turn their photos into money-making funnels for their business. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. And
So you can go to eGenSolutions.com/photo webinar and find all the details there. And it is evergreen. So if you're watching this, 6 months after the podcast, it will still be there. So
I'm
we will.
super excited about the webinar because like I said, it's one of those things when I meet with clients, potential clients. I'll give you a perfect example. This week I met with a chiropractor, a lawyer, a title company, and a pest management.
Quite an array of differences there.
Right? Every single one of them I can help with the photo marketing strategy. I mean, I saw their website and it absolutely does not reflect in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Who they are and their services.
Yeah.
So it's not working for them. So I'm very excited that we're going to have the opportunity to look at one or, maybe more websites.
So we're going to do a live audit, both social media and photos for the website, just to kind of see where people are. And if you want to submit yours for a chance, the date on that is September 25th, 2018. So if you are listening to this after that date, we're sorry. We may have another one coming up. But for now, that's the one where we will look live at a website and social sites. So I'm excited about that one too.
Yeah, that's going to be real fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much. And thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this and if you missed out looking at all the photos as you were listening to that, you can always come to the YouTube channel, eGen Solutions, subscribe, and never miss a podcast. Talk to everyone soon. Bye.